I'm Mark Bradley. My father was the original founder of CCI Solutions almost 49 years ago in 1976. My dad started his company to help churches win the gospel for Jesus Christ. We're a full-service AVL integrator. We work all across the United States. No problem is too small. No problem is too large.
I've been with CCI Solutions for 45 years. 43 of those 45 I've done installation work.
The heartbeat of CCI is our care for the church. It's not just a job. It's a care for the church and a care for the relationship with that church. Our goal is to not go in, do a job, and then leave and not come back. We're always here. We're always available.
The biggest thing that separates us from other AVL integrators is our people, because our people really care. They are there to help that church and that team be successful in what they're doing. They have these relationships well after the projects, and they do. They go the extra mile. They really, really care.
When the job's all said and done, we back our stuff up. We will be there. We don't leave them hanging.
That relationship piece is just crucial. With CCI, I have full confidence that you're getting that. Not just a big pile of gear that's gonna be installed nice and the cables are gonna be run all nice, but you're gonna get years of communication and troubleshooting and feedback and how do we expand what we're doing, how do we use what we're doing better.
It's not just an install, here you go, good luck with it, hope you find your way through the maze. When there's a problem, we can call up, we get solutions really quickly.
Our DSP broke on a Sunday morning. One of our staff members here called CCI up, and they were able to help us find a solution really quickly before the second service started.
CCI was not just here, like, in a sense, but like he was actually upstairs in a back room. No one knew he was there, just making sure that we were taken care of for that Sunday morning. Like, that's something that transcends a contractual agreement.
I spent a lot of time talking with them because they're so friendly. A couple of times I had to ask them, am I taking too much of your time? They said, not at all.
CCI Solutions is patient. They're patient with the people who ask questions because I've asked a million of them.
We install systems that are really robust, very reliable. We want to make tech as seamless as possible so that it is simple to use, simple to operate, and it isn't a big burden for the team.
Even being at larger churches, this has been one of the best tech churches that I've been a part of, because when tech isn't the hurdle of like, oh, I wish we could do that, oh, we can't do that because we don't have the right projection, or we don't have the right soundboard, or we don't have the right lighting, or whatever it is, we don't have to worry about any of that because that barrier's been removed. The biggest thing is, like, it's exciting. Being able to do the work of the ministry with tools that don't get in the way.
When you're hiring us, you're hiring a group of professionals. These are experts in the field that have been doing the work they're doing for almost 50 years, and that's what they specialize in, so that you can focus on your ministry.
When all of this is seamless and smooth and flawless, it lets our communicators present without thinking about it, which makes their lives easier, which lets them focus on the word that they want to teach.
In a lot of other projects that we've taken on where we haven't had CCI there, there's a lot more legwork being done by myself and the rest of our team, and that really takes our focus away from the different ministries that we need to be dealing with throughout the week and the preparations for Sunday and Wednesday and our other services.
This is their day-to-day thing that they do, is large installs and working with construction companies. These buildings are not small. These projects are not simple. They're intricate projects with a lot going into them.
The number of details and things that all have to come together to make it work is just massive. You can't even quantify the number of just connections and cables and labels. They do a ton of work behind the scenes just to get prepped for the project.
The strength of our design and engineering team always comes through. Everything's ready, all the equipment's there, the drawings are there, and our team just knocks it out of the park.
They throw me a lot of stuff we're not sure if we can do this or not. If we can possibly do it, I will do it.
Man, there's so much detail, and like even the paperwork, like we have full wiring diagrams of the entire venue. That's not like as common as it should be for installers.
Anything that CCI has come into the church to do, it's been a project that's been reliably finished.
Our company is very successful at making complicated systems simple to use. If volunteers can't operate the equipment that you've installed, you've basically failed.
We have around 10 production volunteers every weekend. We have 5 camera operators ideally. We have a video director, graphics operator, lighting operator, and our audio position is volunteer. It is really an incredible thing to watch all of these people come together who they don't do this for their day-to-day job, but a lot of them are better at what they do than the people I work with that get paid for it. When the equipment is like top of the line and installed correctly, volunteers don't have to be trying to fight with trying to debug stuff on a weekly basis. They can just focus on like pointing the camera where it needs to be pointed and keeping it in focus, and they don't have to worry about anything else, which just makes their job easier, and it lets them focus on the creative aspects, which is what they want to do anyway.
We don't cut corners. We do things right, and we take a lot of pride in doing that.
I love what CCI does. They do the best work every time I come here, and it's like a breath of fresh air from the environments I get to be in the industry at large, because everything here is just done right. It makes my job so much easier when the install is correct, because I can just come in and do my thing and trust that everything on the back end is just gonna work.
Really, why we do it is because I want someone to come in here and really know that, man, there was people who were thinking about me before I was here. People come in and they're like, man, it's crazy how you guys actually pastor through the camera or can pastor through what you're doing with lighting.
One of my favorite things about the LED walls in the courtyard is we have a very large sanctuary that often gets filled up. We have 2,000 people, and it quickly gets overran inside the sanctuary. So we now have opportunities to take those folks outside, and we're able to now set up different classrooms all in the courtyard, all throughout the day. It is a beautiful place to sit. It's a beautiful environment, and it's thanks to the LED walls and great sound.
CCI Solutions, how they're able to give us these video displays, the lighting, that actually can make us feel like we're right there on the Sea of Galilee or whatever the pastor is teaching on.
It's really easy to be critical of churches that do good production because there's a fear that it becomes this Hollywood artificial thing. And for us to be able to have a partnership with CCI that is meaningfully focused on doing ministry and honoring God and glorifying Him through the work that we do together is awesome.
I think a really rare thing when working with a company that's trying to sell you something or that's working with you on a big project like this is having full trust that they're actually operating in your best interest. Even when they're advocating for something that might be a little bit higher cost or higher caliber piece of gear, they're actually thinking in my best interest and not just trying to like pull more out of us.
When you're building a new system, it can be an expensive thing. So building something that's going to last you, that's going to set you up for the future is really important.
It's all about expandability. If things aren't planned out properly, then we're just hamstringing the ministry of the church.
We want to start with just a conversation. You want somebody who's really going to take the time to really listen to what you have to say. We're not looking to just sell them a piece of equipment and move on. We want to invest in their ministry. We want to know who they are. What's been your pain points? What's the biggest needs in your ministry? And if it makes sense, we want to come alongside of them.
Prayerfully invite CCI into what you're doing and share with them what you might want to do and what you believe the Lord wants you to do, and ask them to help you to figure out what's possible. If you can be freed up from worrying about the technology so that you can focus on the people and that you can focus on the calling that God has placed on you, you'll find that it's worth it.
Somebody considering CCI Solutions, look around, ask questions, and you will discover that CCI Solutions is the best. Go for it.